Steph Curry is 10 3-pointers away from the NBA record, and last night the NBA community watched him try and beat the record of Ray Allen's 3-point record against the Philadelphia 76ers. And to the Philadelphia 76ers credit, they played some of the best defense on Steph Curry that I personally have ever seen. So shout out to Doc Rivers, and more importantly, shout out to this man, Matisse Thyulle, for stopping Steph Curry. Now, in all honesty, it wasn't Steph Curry's best game by any means, even without Matisse Thyulle guarding him. And for those of you who aren't tuned in to Matisse Thyulle is a 6'5" small forward in his third year, I believe, and he is one of the best defenders in the league. Last year, he was picked to be a all-defensive second-team member, and deservedly so. And last night, he picked up Steph Curry almost the entire game and didn't allow Steph to beat the record. Steph only ended up having three threes. And how did they do it? So a lot of what these Warriors offense is a lot of pick and rolls, a lot of off-ball screens, and Steph Curry just keeps running. And eventually Steph Curry finds an opening and hits a three-pointer. As the best three-point shooter in the league and of all time, it will go in. Now, with all these screening, a lot of teams are going to switch. They're going to say go through. And with Steph Curry last night, the 76ers, they did both. They switched and they went through. So if Kevon Looney or Draymond Green was giving Steph Curry a ball screen up top, they would just leave Draymond Green. They would leave Kevon Looney, say, you guys beat us. We're going to go double Steph Curry every time that the pick happens. So there's a lot of Matisse Thyulle and Andre Drummond, and it would force Steph Curry to turn the ball over. And every time they got a screen, Steph Curry was doubled, forcing him to either take a hard shot, take a bad shot, pass, or turn the ball over. And these four solutions is what made the Philadelphia 76ers and Doc Rivers' defense so smothering over Stephen Curry, because they made him beat them in ways that wasn't shooting the ball, coming off of screens. And coming off of screens, Matisse Thyulle was one of the better defenders because he has that giant wingspan. Even though he's only 6'5", he was able to affect the play when he wasn't right in front of Stephen Curry. The first block of the game on Steph, he was coming off a screen. Steph was seemingly open, and Steph had his shot blocked by Matisse Thyulle from behind. Kind of like the Manu James Harden shot from 2016, 2015. He just got his hand on the ball without being right in front of him, coming from the side or coming from behind. And Steph Curry wasn't able to really do much. He was able to kind of penetrate the defense a little bit, but he had a poor shooting night. He was missing shots that you would expect Steph Curry to make. And he was not able to get past the double teams of a Andre Drummond and a Matisse Thyulle, who are both bigger defenders. Now, Andre Drummond isn't very quick on his feet. You get Matisse Thyulle that will pick up where Andre Drummond lacks in that situation. And Matisse Thyulle just being one of the better defenders in the league and being able to just throw him on Steph and have it kind of worked out for you was really good for them. Every time off a screen, like this play right here, when Steph would kind of penetrate and you'd expect the ball to get to Steph, there was 3 76ers on him because they knew that Steph was gunning for the record. And you can kind of tell Steph was gunning for the record. He was taking a few ill-advised shots. And Steph even said, I think after the game before this, that he was gunning for the record. And the Philadelphia 76ers just weren't going to let that happen. They made Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole beat them. And now Andrew Wiggins is having a career year, and so is Jordan Poole for that matter. Those two players, along with the Draymond Green, taking Steph Curry out of the situation, those two players aren't going to really be enough to beat you most days. Now, some days you'll just be invited to the pool party and Jordan Poole is going to go off for 40 and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. But that didn't happen tonight. Jordan Poole and Wiggins both had good games. But Steph Curry wasn't able to do what Steph Curry does. And Steve Kerr wasn't able to, I don't know if adjust is the right word, but he wasn't able to get Steph Curry open because of the defense that the 76ers were playing, which is basically just prevent Steph Curry from getting the ball. And when he did get the ball, you double team him. or you let Matisse Thyulle do it. And shout out to Matisse Thyulle. Like, this is going to be a huge shout out to Matisse Thyulle video. But shout out to Matisse Thyulle for taking his hand, or putting himself in front of history. Because if Matisse Thyulle doesn't play as well as he did tonight, his name is in the history books as being the guy that Steph Curry beat the record. And Matisse Thyulle said, I will not let that happen. I'm going to stand in between him and history. This 76ers were able to stop the best team in the NBA from scoring more than 100 points last night. And a lot of that is because of, Steph Curry having a bad game, Matisse Thyulle, and the 76ers having a good inside defensive presence. But a lot of that is because the Warriors relying so heavily on Wiggins and Jordan Poole to score and pick up what the Klay Thompson and Steph Curry used to be. Because Steph Curry, while not invisible this game, he was kind of neutralized in a lot of ways that you wouldn't see Steph Curry neutralized beforehand. He's been running into a lot of long, lanky defenders that are kind of able to keep up with him recently. The DeJounte Murrays, the Matisse Thybulles of the world, while they're not going to stop Steph Curry, because you can't stop Steph Curry, they were able to kind of slow him down, and the coaching staffs were kind of able to lean on their other players, the Jordan Pooles and the Andrew Wiggins, the Draymond Greens of the world, to tell them to go beat them. And that's kind of what you have to do with this Warriors team, especially a Warriors team that is trying to get Steph Curry the ball as much as possible because they want to see him break the record. Now, while I don't know if they'll admit this, they want to see Steph break the record like ASAP. They're trying to feed him the ball a lot more than they probably should be if they're trying to win games. But that's what you're going to do when you have someone trying to beat a long-standing NBA record. And Ray Allen went on a show a couple of days ago and basically said that he still wants people to call him the greatest shooter of all time. And to touch on that a little bit, Mr. Allen, you're not the greatest shooter of all time. You're probably number 3 of all time. I understand that everything is subjective, but objectively, Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. And Ray Allen, there's nothing you can do to change my mind. There's nothing that you have done in your career that would come to what Stephen Curry has done in his career so far. I mean, 700 less games and about to break your three-point record. There's not much realistically that will change anybody's mind, really, from saying that Stephen Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, unless you're just some crazy biased old head that just loves Ray Allen and just hates the new era of basketball. But I don't think so too many of those really are out there as much as people like to say they are. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to make a short video saying that the Philadelphia 76ers stopped history largely because of a vlogger from the NBA and Doc Rivers' good game plan to stop Steph Curry from beating you. Thank you guys. I will see you next time.